Boy, it's a bad hair morning, and a lazy one at that. Snowed here. What the frick? Snow in Portland. Who knew? First time in too long, and yet I hope it goes away. It should. Pretty quick. So, talked about zero yesterday. Didn't do very well with it because I was trying to get to absolute zero instead of relative zero, and it can get confusing, as you noted. So anyway, as long as that's still 12 inches, life is good, right? So zero, let's look at a computer zero. Now, inside a computer, a zero can be a character, can be an integer, or it can just be a word in memory. A zero character in a computer has two forms. The character zero or is a space a zero? Space is nothing, right? But there's a third alternative in there. There's a null character. It's double zeros. It's a character that actually says, I don't exist. I'm nothing. Inside that character set. So zero, depending on your perspective, a null, oh, there's the word, null. A null set. So there you go. Let's jump to history here. For some reason, 200,000 year human history seems totally dependent on something in the Middle East only 2,000 years ago. All of our history points to that thing, and that moment in time, that moment of fiction at this point, when something happened. Yet while that something happened, that minuscule, obscure section of land that happens to be the crossroads for commerce and trade, for a developing civilization, had parallels across the globe. These small civilizations starting up date back as far as humanity goes. That 200,000 years, there were kingdoms in Africa. They're spoken of in the travel and trade books from other continents and from other civilizations. South America saw nothing of what the Middle East did. South America hadn't gotten to the wheel, or sorry, the Americas, not South America, the Americas hadn't gotten to the wheel, hadn't gotten to steel and hard metals yet, hadn't gotten to advanced ceramics, playing with dirt. For whatever reason, the civilizations on this continent that were developing, that were run over and rewritten out of time, just had not gotten to that point of metals, ceramics. And yet, engineering marvels and masterpieces abound across the Americas, older than what we speak to and point to in that direction to the, is that east or west of us? So, now, the overimportance of that period in time, the stressing of that period in time is some pivotal. We are derived from European culture. Very little to do with the Middle East, developed long after that plodding sedentary timestamps that current history books apply, that all seem to try to point to the same place. If that place and time never existed, human civilization would have gone on somewhere else, because it's what we do. or try. Good coffee morning. And I got to do something with a nice backdrop. This is boring as heck, eh? Pieces out. Thoughts and biscuits. What's for breakfast?